Hello, and welcome to Baby That's Con.
A conversational podcast about all of our favorite Cont.
I'm Kip.
And I'm Joseph.
I realize we've never said our names before.
I know, but I'll let the people know.
Yes, well, the only people listening will be people who know us, so.
Well, I don't know. We'll get that TikTok marketing going and hopefully we'll
Yeah.
have another viewer.
A third viewer. Huge. I'm wearing the sweater that you bought me.
Looks nice.
Thank you. It's very cozy today.
It does look very comfy. Like Ruben has one that's similar, I think, and his is very
Yeah, I think this is the first time I wore it because I bought it in August in New York. Well, anyways.
I
It was purchased in August.
I thought helped you buy gifted you a raincoat.
Well, that was my initial idea, so I sent you one, and you sent me a gift card towards it, and then I ended up not liking the Lulu raincoats, but liking this. So I bought this with the gift card you gave me, and then I did buy a raincoat separate.
Got it. Okay. Well, I take it back. That's not what I gifted.
Well, how's your day been?
It's been good actually. Like, woke up, no alarm, very lovely.
Okay.
Like, I've had 6 months of no alarm. It's great for the soul.
I can't believe it's been 6 months.
I don't know if it's been 6 months, but in my head, it's 6 months.
Well, it was like April, wasn't it?
May, yeah, it's my last day.
Okay. 5+.
So, yeah. And then I was editing the video from my stream last night, which was really fun. We carved pumpkins and we did skeleton face paints. And our friend Javi came over, so it was like kind of fun, like the three of us doing a little Halloween mini party
That
on
is really
stream.
fun. What did you carve yours into?
I did. Well, so I wanted to do a wicked pumpkin.
Huge.
But I couldn't think of anything.
Why do you like it?
I don't know. But I couldn't think of anything to do except like a hat, which is like kind of basic. So I just did like one of the standard witch patterns, like templates, and then I just said it's alphabet.
Got it. Well, that's fun. Did you see Cynthia and Ariana, or Cynthia in particular, pushing back at people mad at their like Wicked poster remake?
Yeah, I don't want to tell women how to feel,
Well,
but I'll power through it.
You've done it before.
I just like if they had done that to Ariana's picture, like Ariana wouldn't have said anything.
Well, they also moved her hand up. Like her hand's down here, and then they moved it up to like here.
Yeah. Like I think if they had released a cartoon picture without them in it, like they still would have done that. But I understand, like, as a person of color and a woman, like, you don't want to be like, since you have to like probably fight so hard to be seen, like you don't want to be erased. And the fighting AI one, I think, is just silly. So I don't see why she had to get mad at that. But I understand the like covering her face one.
Well, that is how the original was. So they're trying to make it like that.
I know. But I understand, like, they probably made the conscious decision to not hide her face. And then it's like erasing. I don't know. Anyways, I'm more thrilled about the Wicked Crocs that were announced.
I didn't see that news.
So, if you need any gift ideas, I'll take the Galen platform Crocs.
Well, you know, the feedback I saw on Twitter.com was that they didn't like the Cynthia Ariana poster because she was wearing green lipstick, and Alphabet doesn't like being green. So it doesn't make sense that she would then use green makeup, which I thought was a very good point.
Well, I'm not following.
In the poster, she's put on green lipstick very like clearly,
Oh, okay. But is
and this person's arguing that Alphabet doesn't like being green. So the problem with the poster is that she wouldn't have put on green lipstick.
but when is she ever not green?
Well, she is green. That's
So why wouldn't she be green?
okay
Why-
because
in the
in
original
the
poster, red or something?
yes, correct.
Okay.
So that was the bigger complaint.
Well, tomato,
Anyways,
tomato. How
what was oh my day? Well, I went to the Magic
I heard it's
Castle
been.
last night.
Oh yeah, tell me more. Russell.
Yes. Well, so yesterday was like a whirlwind where okay. So the I've been thinking about getting Invisalign. This is going to be a circular story. I will get back to it. I'm thinking about
Okay.
getting Invisalign because I had braces. I wore my retainer for like 10 years. It finally got gross and like I finally threw it out. Didn't get another one, which was dumb. Um, I feel like my lower teeth are shifting just like the tiniest bit. But my top teeth, to me, seem perfect. Nothing's changed in theory. Uh, so I was at the dentist. I asked about Invisalign. They were like, "Yeah, we can scan you for it and see." So I'm like, "Cool." I do the thing. I go in last week, and the dentist, like, I mean, it comes from Invisalign. It's not him. They basically proposed moving my entire mouth around. They basically were like, "Oh, your front teeth are fucked, and you need to like lift them up." And they're basically proposing like redoing my whole mouth
Yeah.
structure, which is not what I was looking for. So I told them like I don't want to do that. I was only interested in the lowers. I was like, is that an option? They're like, yeah, but we just have to rescan you. Can you come back next week? So I made an appointment to go in yesterday to the dentist, who is far from my house, but it is close to my office. They texted me on Saturday to confirm, which is annoying to me. This is a weekday and my appointment was on Tuesday. Do not text me on a Saturday. I don't need to think about you right now. So I wait to text them back till Monday. I say confirmed. They give me a thumbs up. Yesterday morning, 10:05, they send me a text. Just a reminder. I'm like, I've already left the house, bitch. Like, okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
And then at 10:30, they send me another message. And they don't even say they're sorry. Let me read it to you.
They don't
Just
cancel. Surely.
oh, hi, Christopher. You have an appointment scheduled for today at 12 p.m., but we are going to need to reschedule. Are you able to come in tomorrow at 12:30? Like, I only go that way once a week, and it already feels like an imposition. I literally wrote back, and it was one of those things where I had a lot going on, so I probably should have written something different. I literally wrote back, ugh, no, just cancel.
No Sunday.
Correct. And they didn't respond. And I just feel like clearly someone had an emergency or whatever. But I don't even understand because I wasn't seeing the actual dentist. It was just going to be one of the hygienists who literally just like scrapes
Yeah.
your teeth with the camera thing.
Why did
Uh,
anyways?
what?
Like why did they have to scan it again if they already scanned it?
Great question. I will say I did want them to scan it because when they did the initial scan, I'm so stupid. I'm like the craziest person in the world. When they did my initial
Yeah.
scan, they scanned the top and then they scanned like the bottom. And then she goes, okay, then bite down. So I bite down, but the thing is like in my mouth. Point is, I didn't bite down normally, I don't think. And so I was not gonna. I was feeling like I needed a new scan just to make sure.
I see.
But I didn't tell them that. They just were gonna rescan anyways. So that is what happened. But anyways, bringing it back to the Magic Castle. So that was then I had a busy day in the office. I get home, I take a 415 berries class. Hottest body I've ever seen. Crazy. Like Not an ounce of fat, the perfect muscle, great height. It was just the craziest thing I've ever seen. And just
And
like
what
sometimes
color
you go,
hair?
I would say brown hair, maybe black hair,
I was
dark
making a
hair.
joke that it was a woman. And what did she look like?
Women are beautiful and have amazing bodies, and I'm not looking at them all that often.
That's fair.
Yes. But anyways, then I get back, have to hurry and shower because we're going to the Magic Castle, um, which was really fun. So tell me why you've always wanted to go.
Well, it's magic and it's a castle.
So true.
I don't know. I just remember driving by it. Like, well, I must have been like probably like 10 to 12, and my dad pointed it out, and then it was just like a mysterious magic castle.
It
But I've
really
always,
is.
since I was a kid, so I don't know if I've ever told you this, and it didn't happen to me, but it's someone else's story. But there's this person who's like kind of like my cousin, and she is, I think she's my age, maybe a year older, and we used to go on like family vacations together. And so one time we were in Vegas and we went to a magic show. I don't remember who the person was. It was like probably like a B tier magician, like not like the super super famous, but like still good enough to be in Vegas.
Mhm.
And he brought her, my cousin, onto the stage to be part of one of the acts. And he made her like float, like levitate, and they do like the hoops around the body and whatever to prove that they're really floating.
Okay.
Um, and so ever since then, I was like obsessed with magic.
It is crazy, and every time they do a trick, I do wonder how they did it.
Well, I think that's the point, right?
So true.
I like there used to be a show I used to watch with my dad, like maybe this part of the nostalgia for magic, because like as a kid, it was like they would explain how they do the magic tricks on the show. I forgot what it was called, but
Do not mention that you've seen that show at the Magic Castle. It was brought up. People hate it there.
oh, well, if I get to go, I won't. I'll be a perfect little stan.
Yeah, that's hilarious. No, because I'm like, I wanted to go because I'm the type of person who wants to do everything there is to do, even if it's not necessarily my thing. Just to say that I have.
Sure.
And it's just funny because yeah, I've always known about it growing up in the area, but like, and people in our schools would occasionally like go randomly and always talk about it in a way that like was always like, how do you know how to get in there? Do you know what I mean? It feels so
Well, it's like an
difficult to
exclusive,
access.
serious thing, right?
Yes. So you can only go if you're invited by a member. Um, but what I've learned recently, and then there's two tiers of members. There's magician members, and then there's non-magician members. I don't know if that's the
Okay.
actual title of the non-magician members, but anyways, my husband's former boss's husband is a magician and a member and a magician member. And so during Halloween period, which is, I guess, their busiest time, and you would love to go during that time, they only get a couple things like reservations. And so, well, it's funny because they were going to have to give theirs up and they like thought of us last minute.
So nice of them.
Well, guess what? I'll take it. Never look a gift invite in the mouth.
Sure.
Um, And so it was funny because so if you get invited as a guest of a magician member, you get to like skip the line, you get priority show tickets, you get priority dinner reservation, all the things. So we really had like the first class experience. And then you did get to see the people who were invited as like guests of non magician members. You still have a good
Uh-huh.
experience that way, but anyways, it was fun. The castle's huge, which makes sense, of course, but like, um, There's so many staircases. There's like upstairs, and it's like I think it's 3 stories.
Okay.
And there's all these little side theaters of like that are very small and just have like magicians practicing tricks that you can go see. And then they have several like main stages. So we went on a Tuesday, which is one of the quieter shows, but it was actually like still pretty busy. But there were a few areas that were just like not doing things that like on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday they are.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and then the magician on the main stage rotates all the time, so you never know like what you're gonna get to see. So ours was I can't remember her name, although I can find it. She was the runner up on America's Got Talent somewhat recently.
Okay.
Um, and she was very funny too. She was kind of like a comedian. But one of her jokes was like, got second place, I lost to a dog. So if you watch America's Got Talent and you remember a dog winning and the magician being second, that's who we saw. Um, yeah. But she was a card magician and had some amazing card tricks. Um, but like her coolest one, is this a spoiler? I feel like it's not because I don't know how she did it. She brought a couple up on stage and they were like nowhere near each other. And she would be like, okay, both of you close your eyes. Like she should have had blindfolds, but whatever. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna touch you a few times, and if like raise your hand if I touch you and point where I touch you. But keep your like eyes closed. And so she stayed by one person and touched this one person the whole time, but both of them felt the touches in the exact same spot, which was crazy. So
That is
that was
crazy.
cool. Yeah. Um, and then the other one she did was like, I mean, she did several things, but the other really cool one was like people picked a card and they were, got to pick their own, they got to sign their name on it, whatever. Fold them up, put them in their mouth. So like inside the mouth, the other person's probably 10 feet away. And she like snapped and the cards switched, including the signature and stuff, into the other person's mouth.
Now that's magic.
That is magic! I've got to know how she does it.
Is it rude to ask?
I think it is rude to ask. I learned last night.
Yeah, I wonder what all of the little like unspoken rules are that magicians have.
Yeah, great question. I could find out for you. I think the
Yeah.
main one is that you're not supposed to try to figure out the tricks.
Well, there's nothing to figure out, right? Because it's just magic.
Right. So yeah, that was fun. The food was actually like good. Apparently, so there's all sorts of exhibits of like magicians who've been there over the years. And there's like a Houdini room where I guess Houdini used to do something uh, in the room,
Magic, perhaps.
probably, but who can say? Um, and so, anyways, apparently it was kind of like run down for a while, and then Neil Patrick Harris invested in it and became like the president of it. Do you know this?
I didn't know that, but I knew he was involved with it in recent years.
Yeah, I think he's no longer the president of it, but I think he still is involved with it. But apparently, as soon as he took over and invested, like the quality went up and all things like that. It's really become nice. So the food was really good. Like I had a filet mignon steak that was like very good. Not the best meal of my life, but it was overall a really pleasant and fun experience, and I highly recommend it. But if you really want to go, it turns out that if you know a member, it actually is very easy to get in.
Sure. Well, I don't know any members.
No, but like I do.
Well,
I'm just saying, I think I can get you in.
I'll wait for my Harry Potter magic letter to come in the mail to invite me.
Well, it's the chicken or the egg thing. I need you to let me know when you'd want to go, and then I can see if I can make it
Well, I
happen.
don't know. Whenever. I don't do anything. Okay, here's my question though. Is so I asked you how your day was, and then
Yeah.
Invisalign. and then the Magic Castle, but like, how did that all link up?
Because I'm very tired. I was out late.
There we go. Okay.
Yes,
Like I
yesterday
laughed
was
at how your day was, and you also started with, "Well, yesterday."
okay, but it is a real thing in life that your what happens yesterday can affect your today,
It's true. It's actually very, very unfortunate that that's how it works.
unless it's good.
Yeah, but that
Uh,
never.
yeah. No, but we didn't get to bed till 12:30, and anyways, busy work day and nothing
Yeah.
interesting on that front. Well, I have a question for you.
Okay. Do your
So,
best.
okay, which is also my best. Um, okay, so as you mentioned, you've been alarm free for 5+ months. But all of a sudden you're getting approached with like, or shall we say, which you've always gotten to be crystal clear. I don't know, how is that feeling and how are you considering, like, what are your current considerations as you process without saying what they are? Or whatever you want to say.
Well, I think I'm trying to be in a place in life where I'm able to take on more than one opportunity at a time. So, like, trying to launch a podcast, trying to stream, trying to probably do a YouTube channel, like, is a small example of that. But um, in terms of like my trad career, traditional career, like,
Is that what trad
I want,
stands for? You know, I didn't know that.
yes, okay, so like trad wife.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like the woman version of Chad, like trad, Chad. It took me so long to figure it out.
Oh my god.
But anyways, for my traditional career, I think I still want to be more in like a leadership advisory mentorship role. And so I think that trying to take on opportunities that will allow me to do that is what I'm looking for, where I'm not doing so much like IC work, individual contributor work, which takes up a lot of the time. Hopefully, I'll be able to in a way that's works for everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's exciting. Are you feeling like you may have to make some cuts?
I don't know, like part of me, like I'm trying to get a lot of my personal like content stuff off the ground so that way it becomes easier to do once I have less time on my hands. But I will say it does feel really sad to think about setting an alarm every night again
Hilarious.
and like working 40 hours a week. And I think partly though, like as long as I'm continuing to work with people that I like working with, hopefully it won't feel like such a huge burden or weight on me as some other jobs have felt in the past.
Yeah. Is your motivation like financial or is it interest or
I think,
both?
well, it's like, I do have an interest in making more money, is kind
Of
of how,
course.
like, I don't
Money can
necessarily,
be exchanged for goods and services.
yes. I don't necessarily need the money at this moment in time, which I'm very fortunate to be in that position. But there will be a time in the future where I do need the money, so I'd rather not wait until I get to that point, right? So, um, I'm only considering opportunities that I think will be good for my career long term, as well as, make me somewhat happy or fulfilled, I guess.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Um, on your okay, I'm trying not to say anything you don't want me to say. Although you can obviously cut it out. But on your like, okay, secret business, yeah. Um, are you waiting to hear back, or are you? I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard much from you on that
Yeah, so I think I forgot to
recently.
tell you, I applied to Y Combinator, which is I mean, I told you this, but
Yeah.
I applied to Y Combinator, which is a what is it, like a startup incubator program, and I did get rejected.
Oh, you did
Um,
not tell me that.
yeah, I did. That's the part I didn't tell you, but I was expecting that, to be honest. But in terms of like what I'm gonna do with the business, I think as I keep getting more and more into the space, what I'm realizing is that I think it's still a little too early. And I can tell you offline why, but I think it's best right now if I um, put it on the shelf and revisit when I think the space is ready for it.
Oh, got it. Your idea is ahead of its time.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think there's a few things that need to happen from some of the major players in the space in order for my product idea to really take off.
Got it. I love cryptic conversation.
Well, I guess I'll tell you later, but
No, I know, but I just mean for the pod. It would be hilarious to me to have a whole episode where we just like talk about things and people in vague terms.
sure, they'll love. I think people listening would love that.
One of my favorite podcasts, they will do that because they kind of use their podcast sessions to catch up with each other. And as someone who has listened for like 6 years and kind of is interested in, anyways, sometimes I can figure out at least what I think they're talking about, and it can be really fun. Such as one of your guest ideas today.
That could be a whole episode in itself.
Yeah, I'm worried about my house getting burned down.
Yeah, truly, such a risk.
Yes. Well, what is your rose or thorn? I'll let you choose of the week. Is that what we chose, or did we choose W or L?
I think I say W and L, and you say Rose and Thorn.
Okay. Huge. We could each be ourselves.
But well, maybe it also depends on what it is, because like it doesn't have to be a W necessarily, right?
That's true. Can you check the chat? I sent you something.
Oh no.
It's not bad.
But we'll power through, and hopefully it's okay on the recording.
We always power through. And it's always okay in the recording.
Yeah, after I edit it all together.
And thank you for doing that.
You're very welcome. Can't wait to hire somebody someday instead of me doing it.
People definitely do that freelance. I don't think it'd be too expensive.
For sure. So
And
I'll
I
start
can
with
contribute.
Slay.
Speak a few coins your way.
Since you're making money, that'd be very
Well,
nice.
not that much.
More than me. Okay, so my L, I think I'll start with the L, and it's kind of sad. I had multiple L's this week lined up, but here's the one I forgot I had blocked out of my memory. So it's not even that long ago. So on redacted story. So that was my L.
Did you have a conversation later about this?
No, because I haven't had time yet, but it does need.
Sure. Okay. I already went with mine, which was my dentist.
Yeah, that's kind of an L. It's really funny, but funny for me.
No, it is funny. I just am mad at them. But what can you do? Ultimately, I just learned I should just not care about my teeth. Uh,
Well, is that the right lesson to learn?
okay, look at my teeth though. Like,
Well,
they look nice.
they look great from here.
Thank you. I'm not saying they're perfect, but I just, until they get actually bad, I'm just not gonna mess with them. I decided.
Isn't it better?
What?
Isn't it better to start early before they look worse?
Well, that's what I thought, but then here we are. Having just learned that, I guess that's not true.
Well, I think you just need a new dentist, but
Well, okay. Other question. Should I even be going to a dentist for this? Or should I be going to an orthodontist?
that sounds right.
That does sound right.
I've never had braces, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. See, I did have braces, and that's why I was like, that's where my red flags came up on the Invisalign piece was that because they literally cut two teeth out of my upper things, and I had them. It was only like 2+ years. It wasn't like the full 4 year experience, but had a really good orthodontist. He did all my siblings' teeth. My mom really liked this guy, and I think my teeth still look good. Um, so it just was a red flag to me that like after all of that, they're being like, "Oh, we have to move your entire mouth."
Yeah, that is suspicious, but I know
Yeah,
if you wear your retainers forever, then it does mess up.
yeah. I just feel like I did wear them for 10 years, so it's like, come on,
Well, maybe now is just the downhill descent of your health and appearance.
maybe. I had this woman at work argue with me yesterday because we're both 31, can we say? Um, and this woman is 36, which is, yes, it's older than me, but it's not that much older than me. So we were talking about like, working out and dieting and, fitness. And she's like, oh, well, you're so young. It just gets worse as you age. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I have already felt the difference of like 30, 31 compared to like when I was like 22. It does feel different. B, you're not that much older than me. Like, what do you think is going to happen? And my husband, as you know, is like older than her. So I'm like, I am watching this happen in real time, darling. I you need this lesson from you.
That's true. I feel like early 30s to mid late 30s is like there's like a mental toll, I think, for being late 30s. Although I'd say,
Yeah,
but
she's still mid to me. Also, like,
more.
yeah, totally. Um, okay, and what was your win of the week?
So I really don't have one. Here's like a funny story. So, oh, actually, this is a win. Actually, so since I quit my job, I cut massages out of my budget, right? So this weekend, I was like, I'm gonna splurge a little bit and get a massage. So I did, and I went back to the same person I used to go to, who there's like a spa at my gym, and he works there. And so I booked the massage, I go to the gym, whatever, and I go in, and I always used to really like going to him because I think he's really great at actually like releasing the tension, and it sounds weird, but he has like a very exploratory method where you like can really touch everything and figure out what's the places that need it the most.
Okay,
Like cupping, scraping, he uses hot stone. I feel like out of all the different massage therapists I've ever used, he's like definitely in the top.
okay,
Um, that's one part, but the other best part is that I always used to talk to him about technology, like during the massage. So when I'm face down, it's like no talking, very relaxing. But then whenever I'm on my back is like when we talk more. And I always used to talk to him about like the Apple Vision Pro and AI and VR and stuff. And then now that I've been getting more into streaming and content creation, I told him, he was like, how have you been? Like, it's been a long time. Have you done anything fun? I was like, oh, I went to TwitchCon. I'm trying like streaming and stuff. And he was like all about it. And he was actually giving me a lot of ideas, like kind of relevant to my business idea. So I feel like it was interesting in that I got to bounce ideas off of him um, in a way that I used to before, but also like still more relevant to what I'm trying to do now. So it was like amazing massage plus great conversation.
okay. That's really fun. Is this more like physical therapy style massage, like myofascial type, or does it still feel spa relax?
It's definitely not like chill, relax massage. It's really like getting in there,
Yeah.
which is what I want. But some like he'll use different techniques on different places or depending on the day, and and what it is. Like this time I hadn't been in so long. He was like, "I'll go a little easier today because you're probably not used to the intensity of it." And I was like, "That
Got it. How much is it
I want to say it's like 140
for
plus
an
tip.
hour?
No, I did a 70-minute.
Oh, that's
So
really good.
yeah, I think 70 minutes.
Wow, San Diego bargains galore.
Well, it's the hella to go to the gym, so I don't know if there's like some discounts or whatever, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Well, my win of the week, you're gonna love it. Because there's a universe where if I scammed enough, we could have scam of the week. For now, I'll file it under my wins.
okay.
Okay, so Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan are touring together, and they're playing in LA. They played last night, and they played tonight. They're playing tonight. Um, I decided I really wanted to go, even though I already saw Troy on this tour like in June, and I've seen Charlie a million times. But I'm a fan. What can I say? So I but I didn't initially buy tickets, which I should have because I had seen them and was like, whatever. But as it got closer, I decided I really wanted to go. So I bought tickets on StubHub, and they were advertised as like tickets in a box. But the tickets I was sent from the person I bought them from was actually like it was the same section, but it was like 10 rows up, and it wasn't in like the private box it was supposed to be. Uh, so I got scammed in theory. So I like sent StubHub a message. I'm like, what the fuck? These are wrong. Here's the proof. Like, please, like, give me the right tickets. Because I wasn't looking for my money back. I wanted what I wanted to buy. They were like, because this was like a month before the event, so they won't really help you until the day of. They give the seller until the day of to fix it, and then you have to scramble to fix it last minute, which is annoying. Um, so I never hear from them again until yesterday morning, and so in the meantime, my husband has accepted the invitation to the Magic Castle the same night, has overruled me, and says we have to go to Magic Castle. Okay. So, given that we have an issue with the tickets, I'm like, it's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll make them give me my money back. So, what I ended up doing, I listed the tickets for sale on Ticketmaster, which is where they were, and who was the original seller of the event. And I didn't tell StubHub this. And so I sold the tickets on Ticketmaster for approximately what I paid. I didn't really make money there. But then StubHub, as an apology, gave me $100 voucher for my next purchase. So I got my money back. I got $100, and I went to all of the things. So that's my win of the week.
Wow, that is a good one. It could have almost turned into like some bad horror story where like you lost the tickets and they ban your accounts and like you never get to go to a concert ever again.
I know, totally. I will say StubHub is like the worst, and they're like impossible to contact. Uh,
Sure.
it was like very difficult for me to even figure out how to message them, and it's like, I'm in e-commerce. All I do is figure out how to message people.
Yeah. I will say that the concert did look really fun.
It did look really fun, and I could go tonight, but I just can't.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's just too much.
Well, you know what she says, 365 party girl.
She does say that. I know. Um.
What do you
Anyways,
think of the next album? You didn't like it? I like it better than
oh, I just have a hard time with remixes in general. The Lord remix is fire, and I was really excited to hear. Um,
yeah.
I specifically wanted to hear, "Girl, you walk like a bitch." When I was 10, someone said that. I was gonna scream that one.
She's been holding on to that for so long. Let it out, girl.
I know. And also, I think that's like actually a really relatable, vulnerable line. Like, no one told me I walk like a bitch, but people told me other stuff.
Yeah. True. Sorry.
um, that's okay. I've really won in life.
uh, that is a good one. I think it also really makes sense, like, for that one to be like it's not a duet, but a duet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Also the one she did with Troy. The the Lord one I really like because it's different the whole time, whereas the Troy one repeats his verse, which I don't like. But okay, here's the plan. I'm gonna fly you out to Amsterdam. I got a good hotel to fuck you in. Like that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, see, it's very good.
I agree. So I need to listen to more of it, but like, anyways, it's just a lot because she's always releasing. I just can't keep re-listening. I'm like, what's the final version? And then I'll listen.
Well, that's what I liked because it was like she was like extending Brat Summer by like re-releasing. She
Even though
was
she
like,
said it was over. 100%.
actually, I like this better than what Taylor did because it's like, to me, it's like the stuff you know and love, but it's different. So it's like, I don't know. Normally, I don't like a remix album or remixes, but this one I really liked.
Yeah. Are you attracted to Troy?
No.
Oh, I just like really am.
Well, I think we have different types.
Absolutely. But the thing about me and my types is that I am flexible. I'm always open to being into somebody.
Yeah, I'm more picky.
um, I told you my Troy story, right?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll tell it really quickly because it's not that long. Wait, what did you say? I had the mic issue again.
I said, did you tell the pod the
Well, I
story?
certainly haven't told the pod because the pod is new.
Let him have.
Okay, so there's this house like right up from me. I would say it's maybe 50 feet away, and it's really crazy looking. It's like it turns out it's like two houses, but they're sort of connected. I don't even know how to describe it. You can rent one of them out as a guest house, but they are sort of connected. But it's like two one-bedroom houses, and it's a cool type of like house that some sort of funky like artist type person would be interested in. But it's not something that like a normal person would want to buy because it doesn't really work for real life, I don't think. Um, Anyways, this was for sale. This was probably 2 years ago. Although I could check the exact date, I'm sure, based on Zillow. Um, Anyways, we drive home, pull into our driveway. Troy Sivan is literally parking he has this like vintage red Mercedes convertible that like I'm sure there's photos online of him in. But he's parked it literally across the street and is like walking up the hill past my house to this house clearly to check it out. So for one brief shining moment, I thought Troy might be my neighbor because I am interested in being friends with him. And I wish I had just gone out and said hi because he's in my neighborhood. Like I can say hi to you.
Sure.
But I didn't. And then like I was in the house and I can see it to the street from the house. So I was like waiting for him to come back. But I didn't go say hi because I was trying not to be a creep.
Okay, here's what I would have is I would have went out and pretended to be interested in the car, like taking pictures of like whatever, and then when he comes back, you're like, nice car, I love it. And then not creepy way to talk to him.
That's really smart. I will never have a chance to implement that, but you really just taught me something.
Yeah, think fast.
But then the funniest part is like we live at the top of a hill. He's turning around, and also our house is kind of on the street. So he's turning around, and you have to kind of 3-point turn it. It's tight. And anyways, I do make direct eye contact with him. Me inside the house, him inside his car. So that was the closest I got. So it's not an incredible story, but really had potential to be.
Well, yeah. It would have been funnier if you like hit your curb or something.
Yeah, well,
So
maybe
next time,
next time.
have that part in.
Well, I did have an animal control truck from the city of Los Angeles absolutely back and slam itself into my gate and fence several times. I literally had to run out and scream at them. It's rough out in these streets.
Your street, to be fair, is an anxiety-inducing situation.
Absolutely. You get used to it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, sad you don't have a fun choice of a neighbor, but I'm sure you have
Yeah,
other fun.
I do and I don't.
Uh,
um oh, this was so funny. We should go in a second. But one of my neighbors is an actor. And he randomly was like, "Oh, I have to go to Istanbul for a year to film this show." And he just like disappeared last minute, which is like fine, it's his life, obviously. Last
yeah.
night, I'm watching TV and I literally see him like in one of the previews for the shows that he was in, which I didn't even know what the show was. And it just I was like, is that him? And then he came across several times. It was very funny because he's not like a star, but he is like in things.
Well, good for him.
I've told you who he is, right?
Be in things.
It's huge to be in things.
Yes.
Anyways, I'll text you the show then. It was very funny.
Sure. Well, I think we made it.
I agree. What's our sign off?
Well, last time we said that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. And this has been Baby That's Cont.
That's it. Bye.
Bye.